Hello and welcome to my new series. It's a lot here on Patreon. Yes, Patreon. If you are watching, means you're a Patreon subscriber and you subscribe to one of my tiers. This series is Patreon only at the moment. It may later go somewhere else, but for now, it's only here. This series is me talking about issues that I don't talk about anywhere else. You know, so something extra, something bonus, something private for you. As you subscribe to my channel and pay money to subscribe every month, I want to give you exclusive content. And that's what's happening here. So it's a lot, will range from all kinds of things. You see today, I'm talking about going viral. So I'll talk about that. But tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody who's not part of this to join. To see this show, you have to subscribe to the $10 or $20 tiers to see it. $5 tiers, you may get some snippets of it, but the whole show, $10 or $20 a month. And you'll be able to see this and much more. And I'll be talking all kinds of variety of times. I've had a very interesting life. So I'm going to talk about all kinds of things that happened in my life. And my coffee, my grandfather coffee mug. It's kind of cold, but I don't care. My allergies are acting up a little bit. I got big hair. So we're going to talk about going viral. People ask me all the time what it's like to go viral. And I've gone viral now, I think I've counted 7 or 8 times, which is strange because I'm just this 52-year-old Black dude in Inglewood, California, who, yes, he's on television. Yes, he does things, but I'm not an A-lister. I'm not super famous, but some people do know me in certain circles. I'm a big fish in some small ponds, but I'm not a household name. But there are things that I've done that I've gone viral. And I'm like, how did I do that? One of the things, one of the first times I went viral, and it wasn't called viral, but it was back in the 90s, before there was social media, before there was online, really. I did an ad for, I wish I brought it with me. Maybe I'll show it on here. I'll post it on here. I did an ad for Intel Electronics. I was a hand model, and I palmed a basketball for Scottie Pippen, who was a basketball player at the time. And everybody saw the ad. It was in every magazine, and people were like, "Oh, I saw your hand." They could totally had some markings. You can tell it was my hand. Now it's kind of weird. I got recognized for my hand, but I have that. And that was like in the mid '90s. I went to San Francisco and I was asked to palm basketball. And that was that. But more recently, there's services where all of a sudden I was known. 2018, I went to the Emmys as press for JLJ Media, my company, and I wore this purple velvet suit. That suit was so popular, people are still talking about it. That suit I got at Culver City, Westfield, Culver City, at a shop there, cost me a couple $100, was the best investment I've ever made. I bought 2 suits that day, one red and one purple. Now I was gonna wear the red one, but my friend Tony Moore, and fellow host, was like, don't wear the red one, wear the other one. The shady part is he wore a red one when we got there. We had a big laugh over that. But it was the best advice because I got interviews because of that jacket. There are folks who are like, I want to talk to you. So I talked to people like Byron Allen, Judge Marilyn Milian for People's Court, Victoria Rao. I mean, people I work coming my direction. They came my direction because of the suits. I stood out on TV. They saw me on television for the broadcast. It was amazing. It was crazy. But the part of it that went really viral, American Idol singer Kelly Pickler, who had a show of her own, the entire show, was there in a yellow dress, beautiful yellow dress. And her and her husband walked by the red carpet. They didn't stop. They were running late. They walked by and go, we want a picture with you, her dress, and your purple jacket. Now, I love purple and yellow together. I love purple and yellow together. I was like, okay, sure. Well, later on, the award show's happening, and then there's afterwards, I'm backstage congratulating a lot of nominees, the winners, because I know them in the soap world and daytime world. And they found me. And they were like, we gotta get a picture. I have a picture, I have this beautiful picture of me, I'll post on here too, of me and Kelly Pickler in her yellow dress and me in my purple suit, and it was a match made in heaven. And her husband was so sweet; he was really sweet too. It went viral. Now that one, I kind of knew something may happen because it's Kelly Pickler. She's actually a name. But the way we looked together was so good. So that was the first time I had kind of people going, "Oh, I saw a picture of you and Kelly. Oh my God, you met her." And certain segment population were like, they liked her. But I thought that was gonna be the biggest thing I go through. Oh, no, no, no. Earlier this year, I made an appearance on Let's Make a Deal. I was a taco, a giant. No, 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 sorry, wrong. Yes, giant taco. Yes, giant. I was a giant taco. I mixed up my things. Yes. I during the pandemic, I had been asked to do several shows. I had casting appointments through Zoom because we weren't meeting in person. The studios were closed. They were still doing productions. The studios were still doing productions. We're still working it out, and it was very interesting because nothing would happen yet because the studios weren't open. So I do this whole Zoom thing, all this stuff. And then months would go by and don't hear anything. Well, then all of a sudden I heard something in December of that year. Can you do this? Can you come down? Great experience. I'll talk about that one day, the whole experience. But my appearance, I was in the first game. I sat in the front the whole time, having the front the whole time, the front row. Everybody was like, "We saw you." I didn't really realize how big daytime game shows can be. I don't really watch them. I know, of course, with Let's Make a Deal, I know the shows, but I don't really watch them. And it was this whole audience saw me, got like that got me lots of attention. And then recently it reran during the summer, and I was getting all these messages. "Oh my God, I saw you!" And I was like, "What is going on?" I didn't even think about reruns. I never even thought about reruns. Never thought about reruns. So that was crazy. So twice this year I had the Let's Make a Deal thing. So much so that people I know who went on it later or contacted me, "I'm gonna be on Let's Make a Deal too. Oh my God, I just went on there." And side note, that day, one of my actors on my audio dramas, Christina Sullivan, was on an episode for me. I saw her that day. I was going in and she was leaving. And we saw her like, "Oh my God, I saw you." So I actually have never met her. I met her. I saw her in person. We said hi to each other in person. We have never actually met in person. Kind of weird. So that I thought that was gonna be big for a while. Last year I joined TikTok. Why not? So I'll join it. And I was very strategic in what I want to do with TikTok. I said, okay, I'm going to make 3 series that are exclusive to TikTok. So you mean it's exclusivity stuff. 3 series. One's called How to Get Super Organized Under a Minute. One is sort of handle my organizing side. One's called Lott of Spoken Word. That is my entertainment side. And one's called Lott to Think About, which is my life coaching side. So I'll do those 3. That's how I started. Then I kind of did a couple of like out of Star Wars. I started doing Star Wars posts, and that got really popular. I started doing left-handed posts. Well, anyway, so but in the meantime, I'm trying to post stuff, just post, and it was slow. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm considered old, so I was like, yeah, nothing will ever happen. Well, my first video started to hit. One of my first videos started to hit. Kobe Bryant and his daughter had died along with the other folks in the helicopter accident. And around town, and Nipsey Hussle had died also, but around town, there are these murals of them all over the place. And they're just beautiful. They're beautifully done, beautiful tributes. I mean, I just thought they were beautiful. And I posted a couple, and they started getting thousands of hits. Like, oh, okay. The ones with Kobe, I thought that makes sense. Everybody's searching Kobe, everybody's into it, everybody's grieving. So a couple of them, I was like, I get why they hit. But the Nipsey Hussle one, that just went really big for me too. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is what it is, what we're gonna do. But then I did a video called You Know You're Black or Latino When. And it was all those, it was meant for comedy, obviously, where you go to the refrigerator and nothing is what it is in the containers. So like it's all like the butter really isn't butter, it's something else. It's like gravy. It was a salt. So that got me a lot. I think it hit like 600,000. Like it did really big. It was like it just suddenly, and with the algorithm, I guess, started hitting all my videos, started going up. And so that went viral for a while, but it wasn't until I posted a video of my left-handed notebooks. Yes, I'm left-handed. These are in notebooks, and that still gets attention to this day. And that hit 1 million. That hit 1 million for me. It just went so big. But these were all on TikTok. Like I was kind of like, TikTok was its own separate world. Like I was viral on TikTok. So a lot of other creators started noticing me and going, "Oh, you're that guy! Oh my God, you're like you see my numbers starting to go up. And they're like, "You're this guy. You're a hot creator and YouTube star." And I'm like, "YouTube star." They were saying it, not me. I was just like, I don't know what that means. I was on here just posting the videos, and again, they're hitting or whatever. But that was the first time I was like, "Ooh, these are really hitting." So I started putting. Now I tried to chase it a couple of times. Now this is my advice to everybody: don't try to chase it. You have to find a way to either make a persona out of it, but still be very diverse in your videos, so they continue to like do well. But when you try to do a duplicate or a follow-up, for me, it never works. I mean, it doesn't do as well because they're still going to the original. The original is still the one that's hitting. I think what else didn't work. But anyway, so I decided just posting. But I'm like, this is TikTok. Who are these people? Like, I don't know who are these thousands of people, 100,000 people. I don't know who they are. It had no effect to me. Folks who, unless you're on TikTok, you know it's TikTok star. So you didn't even know. Then you think that's so you're like, okay, that's fine. But then in February, I did an 8-second video that changed my life. It was dumb. I was talking to a friend of mine about bread or about doing something just silly. And I did a couple of, your old school when, and I post those, don't you leave well, your 80s when, you're a Suburban fan when, you're a Star Wars, right? So I did a few of those. That's kind of one of my brands, like I do. So I did another, you're black when, as I'm saying it, I feel like I'm saying the video. You're black when you put bread in the refrigerator. I don't even eat bread that much anymore. I mean, it's not even bread. It's not even a big staple in my house. I just thought it was just something, right? That video, I went to bed. I put it out, whatever. It was hitting. It was doing well. Like, okay, it's fine. It's like, okay, my video's doing fine. But I knew that I was in the realm of where videos doing fine. But then people started contacting me. Friends, family members, people I haven't heard from in a long time. I saw your video. I'm like, which one? And for me, I'm like, which one? Which video are you talking about? That bread refrigerator video. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so you're on TikTok, obviously. No, I'm not on TikTok. So it started becoming viral on TikTok as it was doing really well there. And I was getting messages every day. But then all of a sudden, it leaped from TikTok onto mainstream media. And I know this is going on. I like my own business. And then my phone, so I get notifications. They're just stopping. And then I was like, well, and then people started sending me in my DMs the video where they found it. People could do this thing called a stitch or a duet. A duet is a stitch where they literally your video side by side with them creating a video at the same time, reacting to your video. So I started noticing in my notifications, people commenting. I saw that first. All the comments are happening. I'm Russian and I do it. I'm just, I knew that was going to happen. I mean, it was just a dumb 8-second video. I just thought I was even whatever. But once the duet started happening, I saw the effect. I saw it go hit that duet or that stitch, and I was seeing they have 800,000 views, and then another stitch had 700,000 views. One had 1 million views. Like, so my video was making stars out of people who weren't stars yet. Because you look at their videos, they were like 200 views, 20 views. My video, 500,000. Like, suddenly it was making them stars. So I saw the effect. But again, that's on TikTok. But I'm like, what's going on outside? So someone slid in my DM and sent me a video from Baller Alert. Baller Alert is this thing that talks about all kinds of pop culture stuff, and it's black. or I should say urban, and they're everywhere. And so on Instagram, they have like, I'm gonna look right now. I want to see how many followers they have because they have a lot, a lot. Let's see if I can do this without wasting time. Baller alert. Okay, baller alert. Why is it not? Baller alert has 6 million followers. 6 million. So they have 6 million followers. And Baller Alerts in the Instagram story has my bread refrigerator video and talks about it. But in the video, they got it from none other than Urkel himself from Family Matters, Jaleel White, posted it on his. Now let's see how many people Jaleel White has on his Instagram. Because it was like, I'm like, wait a minute, my video's getting passed around by famous people outside of TikTok. Jaleel White has 846,000 followers. So it literally, it went outside. He saw it and thought it was funny. It went outside the realm of TikTok to him, got to Baller Alert, and that's when it went bonkers for me. What is it like to go viral like that? It's not what you expect. It is constant notifications, constant attention. I'm getting recognized on the street. I'm people like, you're the Bread and Fridge guy. So it's funny as that was not my goal to become famous for something. That was never my goal. I just posting stuff. I just want eyes on it. It's fun. Of all videos in the world, I'm like, why is that one? And my friends are like, yeah. It's really weird. Like in all seriousness, it's really weird. What you create can stick with you forever. Once you put it out there, it's out there. That's the thing. And you may do some stuff kind of at the spur, at the moment. You're just like, that's just something in the moment, and you don't expect it to do anything really. But you put something else out, you put all your heart and soul into, and want to be big, and the reverse happens. It's weird. To this day, it's still, I think it's at like an 80 million or something. Like it's gone so big, it's gone beyond me. And that's where it's out of my control. It's like it's out there in the world somewhere. This is February. I think it's finally dying down a little bit finally, but but there was a few months there where it was just constant barrage of friends, family members, everybody saw it, my grandkids saw it, like everybody saw it everywhere. I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on this. I saw it on that. I saw it on this. So that was strange because it wasn't something, I'm not saying I'm not proud of it. I mean, it's not anything to be proud of. It's just a dumb 8-second video I did that suddenly everybody was watching and was making and then my whole page exploded because of that. So that was one of the weirdest experiences with that. Then a few months later, I get the honor to be asked to be on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the late night talk show here in America. I know Jimmy Kimmel Live. I mean, I've watched it. I just went on it, but they asked me at my birthday to be the first guest in 14 months in the studio, actually at the El Capitan Theater. I was vaccinated and everything, and I went on there to my page. I show how I made history. I made history on television, and that went viral. There's a late night audience that, just like the daytime audience, that everybody was like, I saw you on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm doing interviews and I don't know these people. And they're like, my friend saw you, or my friend's a fan. It was one of the weirdest things. I remember the snippet of the video, they posted it from Jimmy Kimmel Live on YouTube. And one day did 1 million views in one day. And 99% of they told me 99% of the comments they never seen before in their life were positive. I had a couple that said I was fat or whatever. But 99% of the comments, when I read them, people were rooting for me. People loved me. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I was in a mask. I was just being myself. And it was crazy. But everyone, to this day, still, I was at a funeral and people were like, I saw you on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. It was crazy. And that, I went viral for that too. You know, it's like that's so I've had these moments where you go, and that one I'm proud of. That one I'm very proud of. So it's just really it's interesting. Just you guys, it's care what you get. And I have songs I've done on TikTok that crossed over to the mainstream and did really well in the mainstream. Also, I have a song called "It's Hot" that did very well. I'm tired. Recently, another of my videos. I'm tired. You can go to my YouTube channel and watch the videos. It's called "I'm Tired." That I woke up one morning had 1,000 views in one day. I'm like, where did that come from? See, when I'm on YouTube, when I'm used to watching views of my shows because it's a show, and so and I've had anywhere from 80,000 views to 2 views. So I know I'm used to watching that. So when those do pretty well, like my Taraya interview from YNR, it's at 45, like a 47 thousand views right now. It's shocking, but not because that's it's my job. This is what I do. I'm an interviewer, so that part you want is maybe people to watch it. And I knew that one was a rarity, but that shocked me too. So I kind of went viral for that one too. My Taraya video, which is Cameron Grimes and Kate Fairbanks, who star on Young and Restless, and this is the couple named Taraya, and those fans loved it. The second video hasn't done as well. It's done fine. It's at like 5,000 or whatever. It's doing fine. It's growing, but that first video is still hitting. So it's one of those things where it's like I appreciate it always. And for me, I'm a hustler. I'm a marketing person. I'm just like, what can I do to use this to do the next thing? Because I'm a person who I've moved on. I've had a million videos since that Brent video, a million videos since the Let's Make a Deal. I'm already working on the next stuff. I'm working on what's coming up next. What can I do next? And the next song, the next this. So I've already moved on from that stuff, but it's part of me, and I'm having to learn how to just live with it, you know, on some level. Just go, okay, I'm the Brenda Fridge guy, I guess. I'm the taco guy. I'm the Jimmy Kimmel guy. I mean, those are the things that I have to get used to, and I'm doing that. So that's what I would say. So that's what it's. So what's like going viral? It's flattering. It's you feel like you're in a dream state for a while when it's happening, but it's also weird. The attention is very strange. It's all those things. It's all the above. And for my content creator friends who want to go viral, be careful what you wish for. I was going to say that. Be careful what you wish for. It's like the same thing like the fame thing. It's not exactly what you think it's going to be. And I'm not complaining, and I'm like, woe is me and like that, but it's just not what you think it may be. That's all I can say about that. But I'm very grateful to all those people who found something that I've done worthy of notice. I always say that, so I take that very seriously. It's a lot here on Patreon, so make sure you tell your friends about this series. More coming. James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms, of course. See you next time.